Hello dear students, welcome to Infinity Learn by Sri Chaitanya. This is Bashir, Math faculty for IIT JEE. In this session we are going to discuss the detailed solutions of mathematics part of JEE Advanced 2021 P2, right, conducted on 3rd of October 2021, right. In this session let us see the questions. You see question number 1, you see, yeah. S1 is a set having triplets I, J, K, where you see I, J, K should be taken from 1 to 10. Similarly, S2 is defined, S3 is defined, S4 is defined, and he said number of elements from these sets are to be N1, N2, N3, N4 respectively. Now, which of the following options is correct? Fine friends, you see how many triplets can be formed with the elements of 1 to 10. You see first element can be filled in 10 ways because I can be 1 to 10. Even second element can also be filled in 10 ways. Third element can also be filled in 10 ways. So totally 1000 ways will be there to form that triplets. So N1 is 1000, which is first option, right. Then second option is bit tricky. He is saying 1 less than or equal to I less than j plus 2 less than or equal to 10. Let it be there. Let us go to third option. You see he said here it is not a triplet, 4 tuple, that is I, j, k, l, where I less than, j less than, k less than l. Friends, it is very simple. Out of the 10 elements you select any 4. 10C4 ways you can select. Whenever you select 4, suppose 2, 3, you have selected 2, 3, 7, 8, there will be one and only one order is possible. So for each selection one combination is possible. So the answer is 10C4, which is going to be 10 into 9 into 8 into 7 by 4 factorial, which is going to be 240. He has given 220, so this cannot be the answer, right. And the next one S4, IJKL, 4 tuple, where these are distinct elements. I think this is by using fundamental counting principle. I can be filled in 10 ways, J can be filled in 9 ways because distinct elements, K will have 8 possibilities, L will have 7 possibilities. So 10P4 in fact. So which is N4, he is asking N4 by 12, you just compute, it is going to be 420. So this is also correct, fine. Then we are left with N2, we need to check, right friends. Let us check N2 now. You see, yeah, he is asking set of all ordered pairs Ij such that 1 less than or equal to I less than j, which is j plus 2 less than or equal to 10. Let us do like this. When I is equal to 1, you see what can be j? J can be 1, 2, 3 and so on up to 8 I can take. So 8 plus 2 is less than or equal to 10. If you take 9, 11 less than or equal to 10 is not possible. So you will get 8 possibilities here. Now if I is equal to 2, you will get j can be here even, you can also take j is can be 1 also because 1 plus 2 will become 3, this one, no problem. So j 1, 2, 3 and so on 8, so another 8 possibilities. Now if I is equal to 3, dear friends, you can say j can be, so j cannot be 1 because 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 cannot be less than 3. You can start with 2, 3, 4 and so on 8, so you will get 7 possibilities. Similarly, when I is equal to 4, j can be from 3, 4, 5 and so on 8. You can end with 8 because 8 plus 2 less than or equal to 10, which is going to be 6, like that the pattern continues. So the answer is going to be 8 plus 7 plus 6 plus and so on 1 you are going to get. So this is 8 plus the sum of first 8 natural numbers n into n plus 1 by 2, which is going to be 44. This is the answer. So friends, finally for this question, a simple permutations combination is enough to answer this question. N1 A correct, B correct, D correct, but C is wrong because it is 240. That is all, right. Next friends, you see this question based on properties of triangles, right. You see in this he said triangle PQR and the corresponding sides are small p, small q, small r are given, then which of the following statements is correct? The first one, you see friends, cos p, if you take by cosine rule, it is q square plus r square minus p square by 2qr, okay. So you can separate it as q square plus r square by 2qr minus p square by 2qr you will get, okay. See here he is forming inequality, so you just apply AMGM inequality for p square and q square, p square plus r square, sorry, q square plus r square. So q square plus r square, let me write q square plus r square by 2, arithmetic mean greater than or equal to, geometric mean is qr. So q square plus r square by 2qr is greater than or equal to 1, am I correct? Because these are all positive. So this is greater than or equal to 1 minus p square by 2qr, very simple. So the same is given here, so option A is correct. Clear dear students? Just I have taken the cosine rule, separated the terms, for q square and r square I have applied AMGM inequality, so A is correct. Let us go to B. You see, yeah, for option B you can see here P plus Q, suppose B is valid, from we proceed from option to the proof. So P plus Q into cos R is greater than or equal to Q minus R into cos P plus P minus R into cos Qs. If option B is correct, this must be correct. Now here friends, if you just multiply, you see P cos R minus R cos P will come here by projection rule. P cos R, one I write P cos R plus R cos P is one term. In the same way Q cos R, okay, minus R cos Q will become plus R cos Q is greater than or equal to, you can say Q cos P plus P cos Q. I think you are aware of projection rule. By projection rule, this is nothing but Q, this is nothing but P greater than or equal to he has given. So if it is going to be, you see, P, right, this is P, Q means this is R, yes. So friends, I mean to say here in this case if it is strictly greater than, I can say sum of any two sides is greater than third side. If it is strictly greater than, it is correct, otherwise not. Clear? That is all. Then next friends, because this is Q plus P, sum of any two sides is always greater than third side, right. This should be strictly greater than, in that case this is valid. Then next friends, you can see the third one, it is very simple. You consider Q plus R by P is LHS. RHS, you see, by sine rule, sine Q can be written as Q by 2R and R can be written as R by 2R divided by, you can see, P by 2R. So this gets cancelled. So I can say RHS is going to be 2 root QR by P is there. You see, so he has given, you see, now with this I can say he has given Q plus R by P is less than 2 root QR by P. P gets cancelled. You can say that arithmetic mean less than geometric mean, impossible for two positive numbers. So C is definitely wrong. A correct. When equality is not there, this is correct. If equality is there, this is wrong. And this one, you see, given P less than Q, P less than R means P is the smallest side of the triangle. So then definitely it is going to happen is the conclusion he has given. Friends, if P is the smallest side, it must be smallest side means angle P must be acute angle undoubtedly. So, there may be a triangle where either Q or R may be obtuse. So, cos Q may be negative, negative greater than positive is not possible. So, from these two statements this conclusion is not possible. So, D is also wrong. Fine friends, that is all about question number 2. Right dear friends, you see the third question, it is simple my dear friends. He has defined a function f from this to R where f of 0 is 1, integral 0 to pi by 3 f of t dt is given as 0, then which of the following statements is correct? You see for these questions you can answer like the equation has at least one solution means generally we can recollect Rolle's theorem, Lagrange's theorem kind of applications. You consider a function g of x such that you see friends integral 0 to pi by 3 f of x dx, to get minus 3 cos x let me write minus sin 3x function on the interval you see 0 to pi by 3 you take. I think now clearly f is continuous, so this function g of x is continuous on that interval, differentiable even, and you see g of 0 is going to be, you can take like g integral 0 to x you can take, you see yeah g of 0 is going to be 0, yeah. So integral 0 to x you have to take f of x dx, right friends. Now f of g of 0 is definitely 0, g of pi by 3 means by this is 0, this is also 0, and this is going to satisfy all the conditions of Rolle's theorem my dear friends, and hence there exists some number alpha such that its derivative is 0 in the interval open 0 to pi by 3, its derivative is nothing but this. So this is correct, option A is correct. In the same way to prove option B, in the same way you try to take another function like g of x where you see integral 0 to x f of x dx, yes, to get minus 3 sin x you can take plus cos 3x, so that whose derivative will be minus 3 sin x plus 6x by pi, you take this function friends. For this function on the same interval 0 to pi by 3 he is asking, you see this is clearly continuous with the given data, differentiable, and g of 0 is same as, you see g of 0 when you put 0 this is going to be yeah 1, and g of pi by 3 also it is going to be 1, this is minus 1 plus 2 you are going to 1, and hence it satisfies all the criteria of Rolle's theorem, and hence its derivative will be 0 at least once in the interval this. So option B is correct. Fine friends. So A, B options are related to, I can say mean to say applications of Rolle's theorem. Now to prove C and D, you see this one, limit extends to 0, you see you can write minus x into integral 0 to x f of t dt by e power x square minus 1 you write, you divide with x square and write x square here, as x tends to 0 this goes to 1. So this becomes friends limit extends to 0 minus integral 0 to x f of t dt by x. Now it is like 0 by 0, by L'Hospital's rule it is going to be minus, you see f of x it is going to be by its derivative, by x derivative is 1, at x is equal to 0 friends it f of 0 is given as 1, already minus is there, so minus 1 is the limit, perfect. You see friend just a little bit of alignment, take minus common, divide and multiply with x square, this limit goes to 1. Now you just apply L'Hospital's rule by Leibniz formula, this is minus f of x at 0 will become minus f of 0, f of 0 is 1, so minus 1 is the right answer. In the same passion you see sin x by x will go to 1, now this is limit extends to 0 integral 0 to x f of t dt by x, you just apply L'Hospital's rule. Here Leibniz formula you will get f of x by 1 limit extends to 0 means f of 0 which is 1, but he has given as minus 1, so this option is wrong. That is all, a simple application of differential calculus as well as limits problem. Of course, here Leibniz formula means integral calculus even, right my dear students. Then let us go to the next question. You see a differential equations related question. For any real numbers alpha comma beta, y alpha beta is a solution. You see this is dy by dx plus p of x into y is equal to q of x, means it is LDE. Yes, for LDE you just find integrating factor is equal to e power integral p dx, which is e power alpha x is the integrating factor, isn't it? So you try to write the general solution. So friends, this is y into integrating factor is equal to integral of q of x, x into e power beta x into integrating factor is e power alpha x dx. Yes friends, which is nothing but y into e power alpha x is equal to, this is integral x into e power alpha plus beta into x dx. That is the thing. Now for various choices of, you see, and y of 1 comma 1 means it passes through 1 comma 1. So for various choices of alpha and beta, which of the following can be the solution of this differential equation? Friends, when you put alpha plus beta is equal to 0, what happens you know? Y into e power alpha x is equal to, you will get integral x means x square by 2 plus c, and it has to pass through, you see 1 comma 1. 1 comma 1 means e power alpha is equal to 1 by 2 plus c. So you will get, so c is e power alpha minus 1 by 2. You will get y into e power alpha x is equal to x square by 2. Yeah, c is nothing but plus e power alpha minus 1 by 2. This is a solution in one particular case. Now you just put alpha is equal to minus 1 kind of, you will get solution A. Yes, alpha is minus 1. Yes. In the same way friends, the second one, this is, you see I have taken some case alpha plus beta is 0. It is not that easy to get the idea. By observing these, what are the possibilities we need to check. I have taken alpha plus beta is equal, you see this gives alpha is minus 1, you see that is the clue here. So I put alpha is equal to, that means alpha minus 1 beta 1 I have kept and I have done it, right. In the same way my dear friends, you can also continue this. You see y into e power alpha x is equal to integral of x into e power alpha plus beta into x dx is the given equation. Suppose alpha plus beta is not 0, then you can continue like y into e power alpha x is equal to integral of alpha plus beta into x into e power alpha plus beta into x into d of alpha plus beta into x if you write by dividing with alpha plus beta whole square. Now it is like e power t into t dt. So y e power alpha x is equal to, you will get 1 by alpha plus beta whole square into e power t into t dt. That means you will get e power alpha plus beta into x into, you see t means alpha plus beta into x minus 1 plus c is going to be the thing. This time you take alpha plus beta is equal to say 1, and you can also try with various cases, that is c, you can find c because it also passes through 1 comma 1. You just cross check, you are going to get option B is also going to be, and for other trials you are not going to get C and D, they are almost same, you will not get. This take time to see whether C or D belongs to the family or not. So such questions we have to opt in the end of the paper, undoubtedly it is time taking question. Even though this is a simple one, cross checking whether it belongs to this will be little time taking. You can observe that A, B belong to the family, right friends. The next, you see this question, it is a simple question from vectors. You see you are given OA bar, A point you can treat like 2, 2, 1, B point you can take like 1 minus 2, 2, right, and C bar is given like, you see, half of OB minus lambda OA bar, that means this minus lambda 1 minus 2 lambda by 2 comma 2 minus 4 lambda by 2 comma 2 minus lambda by 2. This is the point C, friends. B minus lambda into this, you see, B minus lambda into A by 2. You see once, yeah, the point A is, you see, 2 2 1, B is 1 minus 2 2 and C bar is half of OB minus lambda OA bar, that is 1 minus 2 lambda by 2 minus 2 minus 2 lambda by 2, 2 minus lambda by 2, that is all. Now friends, he has given simple information, given lambda positive, OB bar cross OC bar is 9 by 2, it is very simple, no, you can take IJK, OB bar means 1 minus 2 2 and OC bar is the same, you can take 1 minus 2 lambda by 2 minus 2 minus 2 lambda by 2, 2 minus lambda by 2. You just equate this magnitude to 9 by 2, you just expand, you will get lambda value as 1, that is all. Lambda value is 1, yes. Once lambda is 1, which of the following is correct? Simple bits, you see, projection of OC bar on A bar means, friends, once lambda is known, C is known now. You see, projection of B bar on A bar means B bar dot A bar by magnitude of A bar. The same thing, this is OC bar you know, OA bar you know, OC bar dot OA bar by magnitude of OA bar. You compute, you will get the answer, right? This option will be valid. Second thing, area of the triangle OAB. What a simple one, you can just apply the formula half modulus of this one OA bar cross OB bar. Yes, you know already OA OB points are very clear, you just find magnitude of this, you will get the area, you can verify this will also be correct. Then area of triangle ABC is 9 by 2, area of triangle ABC you can find like half modulus of, yes, AB bar cross AC bar, that is all. You know all the 3 points, just working calculation takes place, that is all. This will also be correct. And finally my dear friends, you see the fourth option, this is the acute angle between the diagonals of the parallelogram with adjacent side OA bar OC bar. You see OA bar OC bar, you know both the things. So what can be the diagonals, friends? One of the diagonals is OA bar plus OC bar, other diagonal is OA bar minus OC bar, right? So you know A, B, C points, AC points especially. Now how to find the angle between two vectors? Acute angle cos theta is equal to, if these are two diagonals, magnitude of D1 bar, otherwise D1 bar dot D2 bar by magnitude of D1 into magnitude of D2 bar, that is it. You can find this. These are all 4 simple bits, isn't it? 4 simple formulae application when 3 vectors are given. So it is very rare to get such a question in JEE Advanced, isn't it? So very easily we can score. This is why paper 2 is felt easy by most of the students in the recent advanced exam, right? So friends, here you can get A, B, C will be valid, D will be wrong, okay. Next my dear students, you see this question, yeah, if E denote the parabola y square is equal to 8x, P is a point minus 2 comma 4, Q and Q dash be two distinct points on E such that the lines PQ, PQ dash are tangents to the point E, to the E, F be the focus of E, then which of the following statements are true? You see friend, the problem is so simple, seems to be big, just properties of parabola. You see y square is equal to 8x is this parabola, right? Immediately the focus is friends 2 comma 0, isn't it? Because compare with 4ax, and the directrix is x is equal to minus 2, right? interesting point here is the given point minus 2 comma 4 is a point on the directrix. I think you know the special results of directrix. From any point on the directrix, if you draw the two tangents, they will be perpendicular to each other, isn't it? So he has drawn two tangents from here. Yes, they are perpendicular. He said these are going to touch at Q and Q dash. Okay. And you see, without any calculation we can close this problem. You see, the triangle PFQ is a right angled triangle, am I correct? P is this point, F is focus, Q is this, am I correct? Is it a right angled triangle? Really? Yes. The portion of the tangent subtended between the point of contact and directrix subtends right angle at the focus. I think you are aware of this result. The portion of the tangent between point of contact and directrix subtends right angle at the focus. So, option A is correct. The next friends, the triangle QPQ dash is right angle. You see QPQ dash, yes, I told no, because you see from any point on the directrix, if you draw the tangent, they will be perpendicular to each other. Now, the distance between P and F, what a simple question. P is available, F is available, you just see it is 4 root 2 but not 5 root 2. Next, and F lies on the line joining Q and Q dash. Yes, you see this must be the focal chord, because this is why the two ends are drawn and perpendicular and they are intersecting on this. So, this must be the focal chord. So, these 3 points must be collinear. So, D is correct. That is all. So, friends, we can say that A, B, D are going to be the answer. This is why results of parabola related to tangents are important. Okay. Next, friends, you see this question. Consider the region R x comma y where x greater than or equal to 0, y square less than or equal to 4 minus x. You see friends, let us take this parabola. Of course, y square is equal to 4 minus x is a left parabola, okay, because this is y square is equal to minus of x minus 4 kind of, 4 comma 0 is the vertex, but it is a left parabola. Okay. Now, my dear friends, yeah, x greater than or equal to 0 means you must see only this side, not this side. Now, let F be the family of circles that are contained in R. In this region you can draw many circles with centers on x axis. Let C be the circle that has largest radius among all the circles in F. Let alpha beta be the point where the circle C meets this particular parabola. Fine, then he is asking the radius of that circle, value of alpha. You see friends, suppose there is a circle with center on x axis which touches like this. Maximum greatest symmetry will be there because the parabola is symmetric. The circle is also having center this, by symmetry it has to touch, that is going to be the largest one, because if the circle goes outside, definitely I can say the circle does not belong to the family, it must be within this region, right. So, this is the largest circle. Suppose let its center be h comma 0, obviously radius will be h. You can take the circle equation like x minus h whole square plus y square is equal to h square. So, you will get friends x square plus y square minus 2hx is equal to 0. Yeah. So, there is no y term, h square gets cancelled, right. Now, friends, you try to find the point of intersection of this circle and our parabola y square is equal to 4 minus x. You try to put here y square is equal to 4 minus x minus 2hx is equal to 0. Actually, since it is touching, x coordinate will be only 1. So, delta must be equal to 0. Delta is nothing but x coefficient, you see, you can see minus of 1 minus 2h whole square, b square is equal to 4ac 16. Friends, from this, okay, from this you will get h value, like you can solve it and you will get h value. Okay, see next one here, you see, you just solve it. This is 16, 1 minus 2h is going to be plus or minus 4. You will get h value is going to be, you see, 2h is equal to either I can say 5 or I can say minus 3 kind of. Okay, 5 by 2 you are going to get. So, h is obtained, then radius of the circle we can find. The next value of alpha, alpha is nothing but x coordinate, which is for this quadratic equation minus b by 2a. Minus b by 2a means, you see, this is going to be x square minus of, you see, 2h plus 1. This is going to be plus, right? This is going to be plus. So, this is going to be 2h is equal to, this is 3 by 2. I can say h is 3 by 2. Yeah, 3 by 2 is a valid one, other is negative. So, this is going to be 2hx plus, I can say 4 equal to 0. From this, my dear friends, x coordinate is minus b by 2a. So, this is 2h plus 1 by 2. You just substitute 3 by 2, that is 3 plus 1, 4 by 2 is going to be 2. That is all. That is all. So, friends, so this question can be done easily by simple algebra. Okay. Next, yeah, you see this question, question number 9 and 10, yeah, you can see. You see, the language seems to be little different. If you could understand the problem, it is very easy. In fact, friends, f1 of x is nothing but, you see, product integral 0 to x, product of, you see, he is running j is equal to 1 to I, you see, t minus 1 power 1 into t minus 2 whole square into t minus 3 whole cube and so on, t minus 21 whole power 21 dt x greater than 0. He has given. Now, where n is any positive integer, these are all the numbers such that let mi and ni respectively denote the number of points of local minima and number of points of local maxima of this particular function fy. First, let us talk about first function. You just take the derivative, my dear friends. Derivative in the sense, if you take the derivative of this by Leibniz function, what will you get derivative of this? This is x minus 1 into x minus 2 whole square into and so on x minus 21 whole power 21. This is the one. So, you need to see where it is going to be, you see friends, where it is going to be positive, negative. You see, let me check where it is positive. So, x minus 2 whole square you can take out, x minus 4 whole power 4, all even powers you can take out, even x minus 3 whole cube also you can take the even power, you will be left with x minus 1 into x minus 3 into x minus 5 into x minus 7 into and so on x minus 21 you will get. By wavy curve method, my dear friends, if you plot 1, 3, 5, 7, 19, 21, you can just see extreme one is positive, then negative, positive, alternate, like that you are going to get. You see here at 21, see left side derivative negative then positive means it will be like this. So, it is point of local minima, right. So, 21 is point of local minima and automatically alternate one 19 will be maxima. In the same way 17 here, 15 here, you can say 13 here, 11 here, 9, 7 and you can say 5, 3, 1. So, there will be friends 6 points of local minima, which is he said m1 and 5 points of local maxima, say m2. This is 6, this is 5. So, friends, he is asking us to compute this, which is 2m1 plus 3n1 plus this. That is all. You just substitute in this. 2m1 is 12, 3n1 is 15 and mn is 30, that is 57 is going to be the answer. In the same way, my dear friends, I think you got my point. I have taken the function, I have taken the derivative, I just applied wavy curve method, right. The next, friends, here itself to answer the second question, second function is there, f2 of x is this, right. So, friends, here take the derivative, f2 of x derivative is going to be 98 into 50 into x minus 1 power 49 minus 600 into 49 into x minus 1 power 48. You see, this is going to be 4900 it is, 4900 you can take common, even x minus 1 power 48 also you can take common, you will get x minus 1 here, minus 6 you will get. So friend, this is going to be, it is dependent on only x minus 7 into some positive quantity, that is all. So if it is more than 7, it is positive, less than 7 negative. Negative positive means it will have local minima. So for local minima, you see M2 is going to be, friends, it is going to be 1, local maxima, no local maxima, completely it will be negative, it will be positive, so 0. 1 comma 0 you can substitute, you are going to get the value as 6, that is all. So friends, we can close this problem in this way, just a matter of simple derivative. So some students, by seeing this expression, array this is very big, we can't do like this. If you just start understanding the problem, you can comfortably do, not a big logic, simple derivative and observation, isn't it my dear students? Next friends, here he has given f is a function, g, and here g and f are functions, g1 of x is 1, g2 of x is mod 4x minus pi is given, and f of x is sin square x is given. Now integral pi by 8 to 3 pi by 8 f of x into gi of x is given. Question number 1, S1, S1 means g1 of x we have to take. It is very simple here, you would see S1 to find, g1 of x is 1, so integral pi by 8 to 3 pi by 8, you see f of x is nothing but sin square x dx, right, because g of x is 1, sin square x integral you can easily find, pi by 8 to 3 pi by 8, you can write 1 minus cos 2x by 2 dx. It is a regular and routine integral friends, you can take 2 out, 1 by 2, this is x minus cos 2x integral is sin 2x by 2 between the limits pi by 8 to 3 pi by 8. So you just simplify friends here, 1 by 2 into substitute 3 pi by 8 minus, see double of this is 3 pi by 4, sin 3 pi by 4 is 1 by root 2, so 1 by 2 root 2 minus pi by 8 you substitute, pi by 8 minus sin pi by 4 is 1 by root 2 by 2, 1 by 2 root 2, this one. So friend, these two will be out, this is 2 pi by 8 which is pi by 4 by 2 pi by 8 it is going to be. Yes, yeah. So S1 is known, he is asking us to find 16 S1 by pi. You see 16 into S1 is pi by 8 by pi. You see you can cancel, the answer is going to be 2. That is all, isn't it my dear friends? Yeah. So it is very simple. The first question is a basic question, if you just understand you can easily do. S1 is 1 in the sense integral a to b sin square x is the routine question, we can do this, right. Now whereas the second question my dear friends, any doubt in this regard? Now you see the second question, in this case S2 he is asking about, S2 is integral pi by 8 to 3 pi by 8, you see f of x is sin square x into g of x, g2 of x is mod 4 pi minus x, sorry 4x minus pi, 4x minus pi dx. Now friends, here to solve this you just take I mean to say King's formula you apply, you will get, you see a plus b minus x, if you apply the sum is 4 pi by 8, that means pi by 2. So S2 becomes integral pi by 8 to 3 pi by 8, this becomes cos square x, whereas this becomes 4x minus pi itself dx. You just add these two, you will get 2S2 is equal to integral pi by 8 to 3 pi by 8, you will get, if you add modulus of 4x minus pi dx you will get, because cos square x plus sin square x is 1. Now my dear students, here this is simple one, 4 pi minus x means, you see this becomes 0 at pi by 4, this is pi by 8, 3 pi by 8, okay. You just see the graph, you see at pi by 8, this 4 pi by x graph, what happens at pi by 8, pi by 2, this becomes pi by 2 here. So, it will be here at pi by 4 0, this is the 1. So, you just require this area, this is completely above x axis. So, friends, the required area S2, this is 2S2 friends, 2S2 is 2 times area of this triangle half into base, this length is pi by 4 and height is pi by 2. Okay. These two will be out, which is pi square by 8, S2 is pi square by 16. Then S2 is pi square by 16, 48 by pi square into pi square by 16. You will get the answer. Right, my dear friends? Yes, that is all. This is going to be 3. Clear? So, friends, this is simple problem to simple integral related problem. Okay, dear students, you see question number 13. You see, M is set of all xy within the circle with center 0 0 and radius r. Of course, AN is a geometric progression 1 by 2 power n minus 1 and S0 is 0 and Sn denote the sum of the first n terms of this GP. You just find out Sn. Sn is 1 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 square and so on 1 by 2 power n minus 1, sum of first n terms, which is A into 1 minus r power n by 1 minus r, sum of infinite terms of a GP, which is friends 2 power n minus 1 by 2 power n minus 1. This is Sn for n 1, 2, 3 and so on. Now friends, he has taken circles Cn with center Sn minus 1 comma 0. So, you can take the centers Cn like Sn minus 1 comma 0. So, Sn minus 1 means 2 power n minus 1 minus 1 by 2 power n minus 2 comma 0. These are the centers, and with radius An, An means radius is 1 by 2 power n minus 1. So, he has taken all such circles, that is one family, and Dn is another one. He has chosen center at some other place and radius is same An. Now, the question is, consider M with R is this, then K be the number of all those circles Cn that are inside M. How many circles will be there inside of M? And L be the maximum possible number of circles among these K circles such that no two circles intersect. Fine friends, if you just see this circle, first circle will have center, you see S0, you see, yeah, Sn minus 1, C1 means S0 comma 0, S0 is 0, 0 comma 0 center and radius is going to be A1, A1 is going to be, you see friends, 1 by 1, 1 is the run, this is I can say first one. In the same way, second one is a circle with center this one, put n is equal to 2, you will get some center here and the radius will be kind of 1 by 2. Like this you will be getting the circles like this. Many a circles will be, center will be locating on x axis and radius will be changed. Radius will be, if the first circle radius is 1, then 1 by 2, 1 by 4, 1 by 8, gradually it already diminishes. Now my question is, you see friends, in this case, next you see, yeah, in this case he is asking how many, when R is this, how many circles will be there in this. You see, for a particular circle to lie in this, suppose this is the R, you see the largest one means if you take this particular circle, x coordinate is this plus radius I have to choose, right. X coordinate is 2 power n minus 1 minus 1 by 2 power n minus 2 is this, plus radius is going to be 1 by 2 power n minus 1 is going to be the x intercept of this. Right friends, you just try to simplify, this is 2 power n minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1 by 2 power n minus 1 is this. You see friends, this must be less than or equal to 1025 is 2 power 10 plus 1 by 512 means 2 power 8 plus 1. You just see this. From this you can observe that, yes, next one, you see, from this you can observe that n is almost less than or equal to 10, the maximum possible value of n is going to be 10. Simple, you just in equation you can just compare and see. And in the same way, if you just want, you see the next question, this is given as L, okay, and K be the number of the circles of inside, means K is equal to 10, and L be the number of circles such that no two circles intersect in the sense. You see, you have to take the alternate one. You just see, if you take the alternate one here, they are not going to intersect. So, you can take 5 circles of that kind. So, this is going to be, the other number is going to be 5. So, 10 and 5 you can give in the options. So, you can see that for 3k plus 2l, it is going to be 40. This is the answer. Right friends, what you need to do is, you need to imagine these circles must lie within the circle for r value is this. Just frame this in equation and observe the value of n. In the same way, my dear students, 14th question of course is related to the set of circles Dn, where the center is Sn minus 1, Sn minus 1. Sn minus 1 means, you can see friends, 2 power, you see in the previous case we have seen this Cn is, Sn is, you got 2 power n minus 1 by 2 power n minus 1. So, this is 2 power n minus 1 minus 1 by 2 power n minus 2, Sn minus 1. Here also 2 power n minus 1 minus 1 by 2 power n minus 2. This is the center friends, that means these are going to lie on this line. X coordinate is equal to y coordinate, and the radius he has maintained the same an. His radius now he is taking here like this value. You do the same thing, the number of all circles Dn that are inside M, just like in previous case, you see k value, that is, you can say this value, you see the for this circle, you see this is the maximum case, x coordinate distance plus radius you have to take. Distance of this from origin you take plus radius you take. Distance of this from origin means, just like previous distance what we got, this one 2 power n minus 1 by 2 power n minus 1, this one into root 2 you will get, or else you can just see this is like x y from origin distance is x root 2, right. This is 2 power n minus 1 minus 1 by 2 power n minus 2 into root 2 is going to be this, plus radius is 1 by 2 power n minus 1. This value must be, you see, less than or equal to the r value what he has provided, 2 power 199 minus 1 into root 2 by 2 power 198. You have to do certain observations friends. So, next here we need to identify the number n is around 200. Yes, n is around 200. Okay, that is all. Both the problems 13, 14 both are of the same kind. Okay, right. So, that is the point my dear friends. So, with this we can go to the next question. You see this one, here he has given two functions. You see, phi of phi1 is this defined by e power minus x plus x. In the same way, phi2 is another function given like this. Now, f of x, g of x are also defined. He is asking which of the following is true. Fine my dear friends, here what you can do is, for checking these, first try to simplify f of x. You see friends, f of x is integral minus x to x. You just apply the properties of definite integration, a plus b minus x will be same. So, I can write 2 times integral 0 to x, mod t will become t as x is positive, 0 to x t is positive, t minus t square into e power minus t square dt. Yes. So, this is friends f of x. Now, if it is increasing in the interval he is asking about, to check for option D, what I do is, dear friends, just take the derivative and use Leibniz formula. F dash x is, you just substitute x minus x square into e power minus x square friends. So, this is x into x minus 1, you can see 2 into x into 1 minus x into e power minus x square. You see x is anyhow positive, e power minus x square is positive, 2 is positive. So, friends, 1 minus x, if you choose x value more than 1 it is negative, so decreasing, between 0 to 1 it is increasing. So he said increasing in the interval 0 to 3 by 2, which is absolutely false because it must be between 0 to 1, right. So option D is wrong. Clear. Then next friends, we shall go with A option, we shall check first. So for that my dear friends, what I do is, you see f of x you just keep it. So this f of x is required now. So f dash x let us put aside because I just want to check f of x plus g of x at some particular number like root of log 3, fine. For that friends, you just take g of x, this is g of x. To find the integral easily, put t is equal to z square, substitution. So it is going to be friends integral 0 to x, root of z square is z, e power minus z square, this is 2z dz. Am I correct? Yes. So friends, in this I can say 2 comes out, integral z square into e power minus z square dz is left. Now you just try to add f of x plus g of x, you see what happens, 2 is there, you see minus t square you can also write it as 2 times integral t square into e power minus t square dt. Because friends, I think you know the properties of definite integrals. So variable is a dummy variable I have written. Now you just try to find f of x plus g of x. Let me write here f of x plus g of x is going to be friends 2 times integral 0 to x, the second term gets cancelled, t into e power minus t square dt, this is the left out one. Clear friends, f of x is obtained from the first case, g of x I have simplified to this, I have added this. This is it not an easy integral? Yes, you can take 2t inside, 2t into e power minus t square dt, you can also supply minus. You see if minus t square is alpha, minus 2t dt is d alpha, this is e power alpha d alpha, which is friends integral 0 to x. And friends, you have taken minus t square is equal to alpha, you see accordingly limits will also change. You see x is 0 when t is, this is minus x square. So e power alpha is integral e power alpha with minus 0 to I can say minus x square. Yes. So friends, you are going to get here minus e power minus x square minus e power 0 is 1. So 1 minus e power minus x square you are going to get, my dear friends. Now this is f of x plus g of x, you simply give the substitution root of ln 3. If you give root of ln 3, it is going to be, you see ln 3 1 by 3, 1 minus 1 by 3 you are going to get, which is going to be 2 by 3. You see, just I have given root ln 3, which is going to be, you can say ln 3 1 by 3, 1 minus 1 by 3 is 2 by 3, but he has given as 1 by 3, so this is invalid. Okay, my dear friends. Okay, so option A is also invalid. Out of B and C, one of the options is correct. Now you see option B or C, how is it? For every x greater than 1 or x greater than 0, there exists some alpha belongs to 1 comma x, such that psi 1 of x is 1 plus alpha x, psi 2 of x is something is given here, right my dear friends. So to do this, this is the different kind of mechanism to do here. So yeah, let us take up in a different way. Right, dear students, you see now let us check for B or C, because we have proved A is false and D is false, right. Now you see for C option, you take psi 1 of x function. So what is psi 1 of x derivative, friends? This is e power minus x with minus plus 1, you see, which is 1 minus e power minus x. You see, as x is greater than 0, this is always positive, it is increasing function. Moreover, what is psi of 0? It is going to be psi 1 of 0, you can just see it is 1. Psi dash of 0, you can also observe it is 0. You just take psi double dash of x, which is going to be 1 plus e power x, which is always positive. So friends, you can say that psi 1 of x is a concave function, concave upwards function, right. In the same way, you consider for psi 2 function also, psi 1 and psi 2. You just see, for this is all about psi 1, option B, psi 2 is about option C. You see psi 2 function also, you just psi 2 dash of x, you see it is 2x minus 2 plus 2 e power minus x is the derivative. Friends, you just take its second derivative, psi 2 double dash of x is going to be 2 plus 2 e power minus x minus 1. You see, when x is positive, you see this is also positive, because 2 into 1 minus e power minus x. Here one interesting point is, you see psi double dash of x is 1 minus e power minus x is kind of, you see, psi dash of x. If you integrate this, you are going to get an option of this kind. Okay. So friends, I mean to say, even though both are concave upwards, the relation which satisfies this is going to be, you see, psi 2 of x is, see, 2x into psi 1 of some number minus 1. Okay. Then next friends, you see same kind of question here given. So 16th question, psi 1, psi 2 are okay. Here f of x, g of x related are also given. We have seen friends, that is g of x in this particular, we have proved earlier, g of x is equal to 2 times integral 0 to x. We have seen, you can see t square into e power minus t square dt, isn't it? That is what we have seen in the earlier case, we have proved, right. Now e power minus t. So you can just write it as 2 into integral 0 to x t square into, you can just see, you write e power minus t expansion 1 minus minus t square. This is t square by 1 plus t power 4 by 4 factorial minus t power 6 by 6 factorial and so on dt. This is going to be. Now you just multiply with this, you will get 2 into integral 0 to x. This is going to be t square minus t power 4 by 1 plus t power 6 by 4 factorial minus t power 8 by 6 factorial and so on you are going to get. Now you just integral over x, this is going to be twice of t cube by 3, right, minus t power 5 by 5 plus t power 7 by, you see, 4 factorial, 7 into 4 factorial minus t power 8, see, you are going to be t power 9 by 9 into 6 factorial and so on you are going to get. Within the limits 0 to x you have to put. When you put the limits x, you see you are going to get the first term 2x cube by 3, second one minus 2x power 5 by 7, the third one plus 2x power 7 by 7 factorial into this. Clearly this is less than this, undoubtedly I can go with option D. You see, in this way, for these particular functions we can prove that g of x is less than or equal to this by using expansions, right dear students. Now the next one, you see these questions, yeah, a number is chosen at random from 1 to 2000, let p be the probability that the chosen number is multiple of 3 or multiple of 7. It is a simple question, what is the value of 500p? Okay. Next, you see here, if you choose out of 2000 numbers, if you choose one particular number, total number of cases is 2000 C1, that is 2000. How many multiples of 3 will be there out of first 2000 natural numbers? You just take the quotient, it is going to be 666, right, plus, my dear friends, then how many multiples of 7 will be? You divide 2000 with 7 and take the quotient, it is going to be, my dear friends, it is 285, right, minus, you see common elements are going to be, you see 3 and 7 multiples means 21. So how many multiples of 21 will be there? You just see, you just divide and take the quotient, it is 95. Yes. If you just simplify this, my dear friends, you are going to get 856 by 2000. Okay. So he is asking 500 into this probability P, which is 856 by 2000, which is going to be 856 by 4. That is all, right. So maybe 214 is the answer, a numerical answer type question, a simple question, my dear friends. The next, you see this, he has taken an ellipse x square by 16 plus y square by 9 is equal to 1, a basic standard ellipse he has taken. For any 3 points p, q, q dash on E, let M is the midpoint of PQ and M another one PQ dash midpoint are taken. Now then the maximum possible value of the distance between M and kind of another M dash is, you see friends, you have every chance to choose PQ dash somewhere. You see, to get the maximum, you can see that if you choose P here, Q dash here at the extremities here, you see, you take these midpoints, then you will get the maximum distance. Otherwise, you see, wherever you choose the triangle varies, the midpoints will vary accordingly. This is the maximum possible. If not, you can also see that friends, you can choose this point PQ, or like you can choose like A cos theta, B sin theta, right. 4 cos theta and this is 3 sin theta 1, you can choose P. In the same way Q, you can write Q dash. You take the midpoints and find the distance and prepare a function. You need to minimize or maximize it. He is asking maximum. The maximum possibility will be, friend, this will be the case. This is the triangle where you know 2A is this. A is 4, so 2A is 8. This is 8. In a triangle, if you join the midpoints of two sides, it is going to be parallel to this and half of it. So it is going to be 4. So maximum possible value of this M and this M is going to be 4 itself, right, my dear students. That is all. So next, you see this particular question, yeah. For any real number x, step x denote the largest integer less than or equal to 1. Step of something, that means you need to split into k's, that is all. Here you just take this function f of x is root, of course first you take 10x by x plus 1, you just see its derivative f dash x. F dash x is v derivative of u minus u derivative of v by v square. So where you will get 1 by x plus 1 whole square. So derivative positive means this function is an increasing function. So moreover, at 0 the function value is 0 and at 10 the function value is going to be 100 by 11, almost 9 point something, right. This is root of 100 by, you are going to get 11. So 11 9s are 99, root 9 means you are going to get 3 point something you are going to get. That means friends, step of this is given, you just see where 10x by x plus 1 is going to be 1 under root in fact, plus 10x by x plus 1 under root is 2 and root of 10x by x plus 1 is equal to 3. These 3 cases you have to find the x where we need to split the integral, right. So friends, this will become 10x is equal to x plus 1. So 10x is equal to x plus 1 means 9x, x is equal to 1 by 9. So integral 0 to 1 by 9, this value is 1 means between this it is going to be less than 1, between 0 to 1, 0 dx. In the same way 1 by 9 too, my dear students, see this is, you can just solve it, you will get x value 2 by 3. In this case this value lies between 0 to and 1, so 1 dx plus integral, you can see 2 by 3 to 9 you can take. If you take 9, 90 by 10, 9 you are going to get, in that case step 2 dx, and the rest of the cases friends 9 to 10 it is going to be 3 dx. So it is simple to compute, this is anyhow 0, this is 2 by 3 minus 1 by 9, this is 2 into 9 minus 2 by 3, 3 into 10 minus 9. You just compute, you are going to get the value of 9i as 182. 182 is going to be the answer, Right, dear friends. So, in total this paper, except a few 4 questions in you see integration based lengthy functions are given. Out of the 19, I can say around 10 questions are easy, 4-5 questions are moderate, only 4 questions are bit lengthy. The one who leaves those 4 questions for the end are going to be the successful one. So, anyhow, that is all friends, stay tuned to Infinity Learn. So, bye Sri Chaitanya. Thank you.